look back at it, and then we just never talked after that. And I look back at it, sometimes I feel like I don't give a fuck about the situation at all. But because my life is comparatively going pretty well compared to yours, and then meanwhile you fucking hate me. You can't let go of that rage that you have towards me. I'm sure every single time your fucking explore page shows me and you see me doing good, that it upsets you. And that's like a weird feeling, because it's like I felt like we were on the same team, and that, and now we're past that. And like that's how I always think of it with my girl. Like if we get into an argument and I start to like realize my brain is trying to hurt her feelings, my brain is trying to make her upset, my brain is trying to convince her that I'm right and that she's wrong, when in reality the whole idea of what we're doing together by having a house together and having a kid is that we're supposed to be on the same team. Like I should never be doing anything that's trying to tear you down or make you feel something negative. That's like the last thing I should ever want here. And as soon as you think that in your head, it becomes kind of hard for you to keep going hard for your self-interest in that argument in the same way, you know?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's crazy how we like naturally gravitate towards, like when they're doing something to us, like let me hurt them back. I gotta hurt them back. I gotta hurt them harder. I gotta smash them harder. And
to the people you love the most in the world.
The people literally you be with your girlfriend, whatever, and that's the feeling. And at some point, we all gotta step back and go, why am I trying to hurt the person that I love the most out of everybody? Like, what's going on here, you know? And but that's when and this is why, you know, when the knowledge that I've been taking in, I'm learning to understand how the mind works and how the imagination works and how our thoughts work and how our thoughts are just a thing that is just happening, just like your heartbeat. You know, you can't stop it. You can't. I mean, you can stop your heart from beating, but ultimately, just living a normal life every day, doing whatever, going to the store, your heart's just beating in the background of your life. And your mind is just also thinking, and the mind is just it's just a system that's there to present possibilities to you, and you can accept them or not accept them. You know what I'm saying? So me, you have a feud right now, my brain could be like, okay, I could say fuck you, I could push the mic, I could try to punch him in the face, I could just get up, walk away, I could take a piss right there, I could just try to shake his hand, I could tell him I love him, and then you got all these options, and you're going, I want that one right there. Fuck you. And then but through those possibilities that you reach out to, you learn something. You go, damn. Now these people don't fuck with me, or now I got a black eye, broken nose, or now I can't go here no more. I've learned. Let me not do that. And then whatever it is, you know. And some people, the mind is just presenting possibilities. It is not a factual thing until you act on it. So, and that is what I've learned. I used to think that people hated me. I would even in the
Hey guys, so today we're doing things a bit different. We're running ground well, play some Apex Legends today, so hope that's kind of cool, you guys. So yeah, soon jump into the game. Just give me a few more minutes, just get ready and everything.
The mind just presents possibilities. It goes, hey, here's what we're working with. Here's what it is. I'll let you pick though, because you're the person, you're the soul, the spirit in this. But here's all the possibilities. You can cling on to the negative ones, the positive ones, or you can just say fuck all this, and I could give you a whole new
thing that you could do for any kind of conflict that you're in is just to say, all right, fuck this, walk away for 24 hours, and then come back to this.
I agree.
A lot of times you can't do that. Like that option doesn't appear to present itself in your head. But I mean, like I've been in that position a million times where getting into a conflict with like a business partner or somebody you have an issue with, and then you just step away from it, come back to it, and then all of a sudden you can see it without the fucking red clouds of anger sort of like being over. Then you can sort of see that this is not as life or death as it seemed, then things can be a lot smoother.
Definitely. People need to learn how to calm down and just approach situations and just relax. When I guess especially when it comes to people that you love, you know, just step back. Like you said, I think that's a very, very beneficial way to handle, you know, any confrontational issues. Just because you know, when you take that break, you're always gonna find your peace, and then when you approach it again.
You're spending $1,000 a week on hypnotherapy?
I was.
How was that? I just did my first session a week ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hypnotherapy, 2019. But they don't actually hypnotize you. Did you get hypnotized?
To call it hypnotized would be kind of weird. Like they did like these countdowns and these sort of like visualization things, and then all of a sudden he's talking to me, child and stuff, in terms of like, you know, issues with my parents and stuff like that. And I'm just finding myself in like a much more emotional state. I got tears dumping down my eyes. I didn't feel hypnotized in the sense, but it definitely felt like it opened me up a lot to be able to sort of like imagine the stuff that I was working on in a different way, and I feel quite affected by it, although I'm not got the effect because I feel like I'm such a sort of like thinking person. It was like it's hard for me to like be able to.
I know what you're talking about. I think hypnotherapy, like, I mean, for me, I didn't get that feeling either. When I left, I was like, oh my god, like it. But the woman that I was having my sessions with, she brought a lot of things to light that I didn't know were there. So, like I said, my issues with the mother of my child, and the bottom of who I was, and this hypnotherapist pulled that out, and I realized, like, yo, I do have traumas that I need to learn to get over and let go and get past, and I just had to start working on that. So she brought it to light, but I knew the journey was only beginning.
Right. Like I interviewed a poker player recently who he was describing his experience with hypnotherapy, and he was saying that, you know, a lot of times he would be playing and he would raise and then the other person would raise, and he would know in his thinking brain, okay, this guy appears to be extremely strong in this hand. I should probably fold, or I should get away from this hand. But he was just finding himself being too aggressive in those situations where all of a sudden he would dump all his money into the pot and, you know, waste his money. And through hypnotherapy, he's basically telling me that, like, he figured out that a lot of that really came back to his childhood, where he felt like he was, you know, being bullied, picked on. He didn't like the feeling of somebody trying to be bigger and tougher than him. So he's still, as an adult, an extremely talented guy who's incredibly good at this game, but he still was holding on to some of that energy from his childhood, and it was completely like impacting his career right now and how much money he's able to make. And, you know, once you draw that connection and you realize, like, oh, I'm acting out and doing things illogically now because of the trauma I experienced as a kid, and if you can create that connection and sort of give yourself something to remind yourself of or to fall back on when you do find yourself sort of making foolish decisions or whatever, I think that is incredibly important. And a lot of people, honestly, from like who don't necessarily have the resources that maybe two people like you and I have, they might never be able to get to the point of being able to really identify these triggers or things that are making them act. And also those same triggers for a lot of people when it comes back to like real violence, the way you lash out there might be the thing that lands you in jail and fucks your whole fucking life up, you know?
Yeah, and this is the going off of what you said, like acting out in a situation if you're in public or whatever, and you know you do something that puts you in jail. This is where I think self-love comes into play, and everyone, you know, generically says they love themselves, you know, and they do, I believe, to a certain level, because they're them and they don't want to die. But I don't believe they truly love themselves. You know when you go into some people's homes and their homes are always clean. The carpet's clean, take your shoes off, and they lived in their home just as long as you lived in yours. But then, you know, maybe in your home or someone else's home, it's just not clean. It's just like McDonald's bags everywhere, you know, stains on the carpet, whatever, and smells like dog shit on whatever. And that's just the vibe of their home. And they still love their home, but you can tell when someone really like loves their home, where they're like, I don't want this to get dirty. When you come in my...
Okay, Marianne, big question for you here.
Yeah, it sounds fruity. Go on.
How good are scientists at communicating their science? Welcome to this...
My house, take your shoes off, because this is my house, this is my world, this is my cave, this is where I exist at. This needs to be the experience that I want it to be, because it's mine. And I feel like that with my human existence now in my body, I've learned to love myself a lot more. So I don't want to go to jail. So I'm aware now when I'm in situations where I'm like, look at this stupid motherfucker doing this shit, man. I'll fucking knock their ass. And I'm like, there's no need to do that, because if I knock his ass out, or whether I succeed or not, it could lead to police coming, or what if they knock me out? Now what if my fucking jaw's crooked for the rest of my life now? Or what if this or that happens? And then you go, is that even significant to the greater good for my life, you know, in the end? Am I gonna be like when I'm old, like, I'm glad I beat that guy up in the parking lot? Like, I'm not even gonna give a fuck about that. But if my jaw's crooked, they're going, Grandpa, why is your jaw crooked and you're 83 years old? Like, fuck, when I was in my 30s, I got to fight this guy. Like, I don't want to. These things are not important. They feel important in the moment, but that's why it's just important to love yourself and also just learn to just fucking relax. Like, I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to do anything stupid like that unless it's absolutely fucking necessary. But
especially you in your logical mind, knowing that the difference, like those two paths, like when your brain is fully like clouded by anger, and like there's the decision you can make to sort of just walk away, and there's the decision you can make to attack this dude, and you know that the potential ramification from attacking somebody is the worst thing that we could pretty much think of on earth, which is getting locked up.
Yes.
Even for a day or two.
Yep.
Let's be
Still
real.
sucks.
It's
No, it
about
sucks.
as bad as it gets on earth.
Yeah, it is. It is. Nothing worse than that.
Yeah. And your brain is so clouded with rage that you might choose to go in the opposite direction. People, like, I remember reading about alcohol one time, and somebody was just saying that the thing about alcohol isn't that it makes you do crazy things, but it narrows your worldview to such an extent that somebody bumping into you in the bar might you know, that disrespect might seem like the only thing that exists in the world. So that potential of getting locked up or getting your ass beat at the bar by him and his 10 friends or whatever, all those things kind of go away, and you just focus on the soul, that thing right there. Somebody bumped into me, I got my drink spilled on my jeans, I'm angry as fuck, I'm gonna wild out. Like, alcohol does that to you. But that's really bad for your future. Like, ideally you want to be thinking about the full picture, not just this moment.
No, I agree. And I truly believe that with self-love, one of the outcomes and one of the outcomes of self-love is you're just naturally gonna clean your life up. You're gonna change some of the decisions that you've been making because you know that it could potentially lead to something that is not working in your favor. You're gonna change the people you hang around with, and because when you work on yourself, it just happens. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. Like, if you were to go buy a brand new car right now, fucking Bugatti or whatever it is, and you work so hard for it, you're gonna be like, yo, get the fuck away. Like, yo, like, this is like, yo, like, you don't, like, this is my shit. Like, anybody just can't be all up in here eating anything, you know, you ain't whatever. Like, you're gonna be protective over it. But when it's something that you don't give a fuck about, when people don't put work into themselves, they're making stupid decisions left and right because they're going, what the fuck? They're subconsciously, they're going, why the fuck would I care about what the fuck happens? I ain't shit, nothing. Like, it doesn't matter. And you're training your mind and yourself to just be that way 24/7, or in certain moments. You really got to learn to love yourself, because then, and stay balanced, because I truly believe that in all situations, you'll be very grounded and see things clearly in real time for what they really, truly are.
100%.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about this. What is it about your personality or what you're trying to do as an artist that makes you want to basically take the things that are the most traumatic, the most difficult for you to deal with, and then make songs about that, like in terms of your parents and the abuse that you witnessed as a kid, in terms of your current or past relationship with your baby mama, and just, you know, like, that just really stands out to me, because you hear a lot of rappers say sort of like crass things about their baby mamas, or even about their parents, like abuse when they're a kid. But it feels like for you, there's like kind of something special going on there, where you might not be comfortable making a song about that thing, but it feels like that's part of your mission, is I have to talk about this and document this, because I would almost be kind of cowardly if I didn't.
Yeah. I feel like if I were to just portray rich, bitches, the hoes, the glamorous life, look how cool I am, look at where I'm at that you're not, people are not able to bridge the gap. Sometimes when they see things, they go, of course they're gonna want all that stuff, but it's like me, I want people to know that I'm human. Like, everybody, I guess, on the side where the grass is technically greener and under the Matrix terms, you know, we're all normal people, and some people try to, they don't want that bridge to exist, where they're like, I'm over here, I'm popping, you ain't me, I went through traumas, I had, you know, fucked up childhood, but you'll never fucking know. Now look at me bling, look at me with these bitches, look at me with this, and it leaves people under an impression that maybe they can just continue stuck, you know, staying stuck in a cycle that they're currently in, and they're gonna get to that over there, you know what I'm saying? And I want people to know, like, yo, I went through all this shit too. You're not alone, for one. You're not alone. And you can make it out. You know, it doesn't have to be the end, because, you know, I'm still growing as a person. I've come a long way, and it doesn't have to be the end. I've had situations where it felt
We're
like
having
it was
some
the end,
issues with the
growing up,
game,
where
so
it
we're
was like,
gonna
oh,
do
there's
is
no
gonna
way
restart our
I'm bouncing back
stream
from this.
and
There's no
jump on
way
back.
that this is gonna have
So
a positive outcome. My life
give me
just
a
sucks.
few
But
minutes
and I know
and
there's
bear
millions of people who
with me,
feel like that. So I
guys.
want
We're
to let
trying
them know they're not alone. And I feel
not
like it's my
to
job,
end
my
that
self-given
stream or
purpose,
anything.
to relay that message to them.
Alright,
Because
so
I want everybody to
things supposed to be good, so I'm gonna
benefit from being
restart
here on
now
Earth. I don't want
and
them to all think that, yo, your shit's fucked.
what about and we're live, guys. Hopefully we have a better overall stream now.
To relay that message to them, because I want everybody to benefit.
The thrill of a new move, a twist, a trick, a tiny victory. Each a little celebration, excitement at witnessing your own human
From being here on Earth. I don't want them to all think that, yo, your shit's fucked up. Well, yeah, it's gonna stay that way. You ain't like me. Watch me bling. Like I don't want that. I want to be like, yo, yeah, check that out. Oh, so did I. So did, like, you can get through that. You can work through it. And I also like setting a tone where I'm transparent. I believe if more people were transparent, then I feel like the world would be a better place if people were just honest and transparent. I don't ever want to go anywhere where people just think life was all good with me, and like, fuck that. I ain't no fucking, wasn't born as some rich prick who just had shit like that. Like, nah, dude, like, I understand. And like, I just don't want to be the person who's just hiding my traumas. And because I know personally it's inspired, like, other people, like 50 Cent, Eminem, traumas inspired me to let me know that, yo, they went through what they went through, and I could identify with some of the things they were saying. I'm like, damn, that, like, literally, Eminem and 50 Cent alone are the reason I dropped out, but the reason I didn't give up on myself, the reason I learned to go so hard for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, they inspired me, but they talking about traumas left and right, all the shit. They never, like, I mean, 50, you know, he kind of bragged and boasted a little bit, but he has a dark story. The man's been fucking, almost fucking died, you know? And imagine if he didn't tell anybody that.
For real. But there's kind of a different type of tale right there, because we all know that, like, getting shot and not dying in rap music carries a certain level of cachet.
It's cooler. I mean, it sounds cooler.
But those things that you're talking about are things that are probably, like, universally relatable to a lot of rap fans. Like, your parents weren't perfect as a kid, and you're dealing with some shit with your baby mama. I mean, that's just kind of... that's mega relatable. But even, like, little things, bro, like when 50 said, like, woke up the next morning, they done stole my bike. That made me feel a little bit better about the fact that somebody had took some shit from me.
Because I've been in that situation too. Woke up the next morning, these niggas that stole my bike.
You listen to a lot of rap songs and you would never think that a lot of people had taken an L. I remember around that time in my life that, like, I forget what it was, but somebody had stolen something from me, and it just made me feel better about it, to be like, everybody takes that L from time to time. You gotta keep moving, you know?
And I feel like when someone's honest, you know, about their path that they've been on, it reminds the people who are next to come, you know, the younger generation, like, yo, I was you, and you could be me, and even take it, you know, a million steps further. So it's like, your life is never really... I don't know all situations of life, but most of us, I feel like it's never really anything where it's stunted our entire life forever. You know, we can find a way out.
I remember last time we did the interview that you seemed a little bit like not sure if you should even bother to keep putting out albums, because you were just sort of like, you know, like, when I do these music videos, they go crazy, and then I feel like the albums don't get as much attention in comparison, and you pretty much stayed true to that sense because you haven't dropped the album since then, but meanwhile the music videos are still going crazy. What's sort of your thought process on all that?
I still feel the exact same way, dude. The fucking music industry moves so fast now. It's like a little microverse where you just step away for 5 minutes, come back, there's 20 new rappers, and shit's just happening. You're like, what the fuck, dude? I just left for a second, and now all this shit's... And especially when you drop something as well, you drop something, and you're like, my life's work. Put it out, 2 weeks later, when's the new shit dropping again? And you like, you motherfucker.
Because I know you see your fans saying that shit. Like, when are you going to put something new out? And you're like, God, just damn
I hate that shit. And it wasn't like that before. Like,
Right.
like when I'm telling you, like when I first came out, like 2010, 11, 12, 13, I'll drop 1 video, 2 videos a year, touring around the whole fucking world. Everyone's singing the shit. No one gave a fuck about how long it took. Now it's like, God damn, I need to drop something every fucking 4 days. And I just can't do it.
Right.
I don't want to do it. I don't like my shit. Like I put a lot of work and effort into what I do, and I don't like that if I made a fucking 17-song album that's just gone in fucking 4 days.
Because by putting out music videos, you're really emphasizing that one song to the furthest extreme. Like
Yes.
this, I'm gonna make a whole little mini movie to this fucking song,
Yes.
so that you'll really pay attention to it. But then, like by definition, if you put out even a 15-song project, by definition,
Yeah.
the majority of these songs, you're not going to be emphasizing them as much as you can. Yes, you
Yep.
could put out videos to a bunch of them, but
No one ever really does. It's not. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just not. It's a different thing.
Here's what I've learned: if I make one music video today, put all my effort into it with make sure the song is the best to my abilities, I put it out, and I make an album, and then let's just say the next week, a month later, I put that album out. They're going to have the same reactions buzz-wise. So as relevant as I'd be off of that one song, and how much my fan base could potentially expand larger because of that one song versus what the album does. And it's not even a matter of like if the album's whack or whatever. It's just sometimes that's just how shit is. You could drop one fucking song. It happens all the time with me where I drop one song and I'm like, damn. I feel and I can see in the streets when I go places, people are just like, that shit you just dropped fucking 3 days ago, dog, hot. I'm in a restaurant just eating sometime, and then a dude comes up and serves, he's like, you hear that on the radio? And he's like, dude, I know what's going on. And I'm like, wow, off that one fucking song. You drop an album, you be going places, people just be like, who are you? What? Like, and it's not about, getting recognized, but it's just more, I just feel like sometimes it can be wasted effort. If I was in a mainstream spotlight, it might be different, I don't have the major machine behind me and all that. So, I don't know what it's like when Drake drops an album. His experience might be different, But in this, I guess, super indie underground hip hop realm that I'm in, shit just don't feel comfortable when I do an album.
Yeah, and it feels like a lot of the reason why people drop albums is A, money, I guess,
Yeah.
and then B, the sort of validation of, I'm an artist. This is how much I sold. This is what my first week numbers were. These are all the people I got. It feels more like a marketing tactic to sort of contextualize
Yes.
why you exist right there and then. And you kind of feel like a lot of those people wouldn't be doing that if they didn't have those incentives. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of, like, the Migos, I just listened to their album. It doesn't really feel like this album exists for like creative purposes. This album exists because if Migos put this album out and it sells well, then that lets the world know that Migos are still relevant rappers. And if they put this album out and it does bad, then it kind of says the opposite. And it doesn't even feel like there's no mincing of words there, because I mean, they put out the album in like 3 different crazy playlists to get as many streams. They can't do the merch collab stuff the way that they used to juice up the sales, so they got to do all this other different crazy shit, and we've seen that over and over and over the years. It's interesting to see you be sort of like post album, although I don't really believe that you're gonna be able to hold off forever. I think at some point
I'm gonna, and there will be another. There will be something. Guaranteed. There will be. I just don't feel like doing it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it funny as well, like how some people, they do make albums for the reasons of like trying to, get number one and show those numbers, flaunt those numbers, and it's just like, I mean, I'm not in that world, so I don't know what I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I used to almost be caught up in that, like when I release things, I don't care about the numbers. Like, I don't care how many it's sold, because I just know that it was me. I just know, like, hey, I did what I do, and I believe in myself to know that, me doing me is gonna put food on the table. It may fluctuate, but I'm not gonna let me down. So, and I think I have a good enough relationship with my fans now. So when I put stuff out, you know, I try not to get sucked up in the numbers too much from like, this got this many and this many, because then it's gonna like do a thing where I feel like I gotta keep topping it. And I've been in that cycle before, like, fuck, I gotta top the next one. If this one doesn't top that one, that means I suck and I'm not as good as I was at this time. It's like, dude, just create. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. You're gonna drop some shit that gets X amount of views this time. You're gonna drop some shit that does this next time. Then you're gonna drop some shit that does this next time. Then you're gonna do 5 more that's not gonna do that one. And then you're gonna do it. It's just art, just do it, And when I see so many artists, sometimes I can tell they may be struggling or trying to do this, and as the fan, I'm just looking. I'm like, I don't even think they need to try that hard, because I don't think they understand how much we, the fans, just love them. So they could literally just get on the track and fart, and I'm just gonna love it, no matter what, because I love them, So that's why I think it's important to just focus on being the most authentic version of yourself as an artist, because then you don't really have to play the numbers game. You're not trying to sell yourself, and you're just doing you,
Right. But it's crazy because there's certain, like, I know you and I are like came up like in the era of the album. Like when I think about my favorite rappers of all time, it's like there's certain albums. Like I couldn't tell you what my favorite song off Reasonable Doubt is, but I could tell you that was one of my favorite albums of all time, because the overall project was the thing that meant something to me. But it's also like, with the way that you've been doing things, it's a little bit more realistic in a lot of ways, because we know that a lot of fans just don't consume music that way, that they will listen to a fucking Spotify playlist and they'll watch videos on YouTube, but the idea of listening to an album from beginning to end still makes sense to me, but it feels like it doesn't make sense to a lot of fans.
Yeah. No, and it may not. Fans as well, they'll if you like put out an album and then they only gonna listen to fucking 3 songs and pick their favorite, So I'm making sure that when I know this for a fact, the work I've been putting in over the past 3 years, when I do my next concert, I'm shutting it down.
Really?
Here's why. They're gonna know every fucking song, because every single song I put out has, 10 million plus views over the past few years, versus, if I had made an album, they would have only known the single that I shot a music video to. So I'm making sure, I got about like 8 hot ones where I'm like, yo, all these videos did well. When I show up, they're gonna know the shit, because I put so much into those singles individually.
And but also, like, it kind of goes along with the type of music you make. Your music is so dense that it kind of like needs that attention, that spotlight put on it. Whereas it's like, if you listen to 15 Hopsin songs in a row, that is going to be so dense, so lyrical, so much stuff crammed in that I do feel like your music kind of like does well when it's allowed to like breathe by itself.
I agree. Too much. No, I will even say that a lot of houses spitting the ribbon. It's a lot, dude. It's just like I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't want to like, but yeah, hearing it spaced out, I think that is an amazing formula for me, So I'm not denying that.
For sure. I wanted to ask this question too, and I don't want to get like super personal or anything, but why did you decide to turn the comments off on the one video about the situation with your ex?
Because I love her, and I didn't want any of my fans to attack her or say anything, and I know that like. Me being famous, I'm used to hate comments. It's nothing to me. People call me corny, wag, he's bullshit, he fell off all day. I'm used to it. But her being I've done enough damage, in the past with the songs that I've made aimed towards her, and I just didn't want to contribute. I know like a normal person, when they see people talking about them online, they'll be like this all day. What they say? I can't believe they think, and they'll literally read all 18,000 comments, and then they'll get off feeling suicidal, and they'll, it's really gonna impact the way they move, and I didn't want to do that to her. I just wanted it to be a message to her, and that's it, so I turned the comments off.
I respect that. Why'd you cast the like mega like whitest looking girl I ever seen in my life?
You know what? My ex-girlfriend is even the most.
Are you ready for the data revolution? Do you have the skills needed to stay ahead?
Mega even whiter. So I casted a very humble looking white girl compared to what the fuck my ex really is. Like it's a yeah. Like as far as just the, because she's bougie. Like she's bougie to the max.
That's what's up. I like that. Okay. Also, I was listening to that song "Alone with Me."
Yeah.
And it felt like you were kind of like, that's a song kind of about your self doubt largely.
Yeah.
And there was one like you're going to war with like your anxiety. Like how would you describe that character that you're at war with?
It was my thoughts. It was those thoughts. It was like I said, my thoughts presenting all the possibilities, but me accepting them and believing them. You know what I'm saying? Me just really listening to them and considering that those might be factual. So yeah, it was just me talking to my thoughts, or my thoughts talking to me, pretty much fucking just ripping the fuck out of me.
Right, because I think like a lot of people, like that's a very relatable thing that not a lot of people really communicate in rap. Is that like I had somebody say it to me one time. Somebody put out a diss song about him, and I said to him, I'm like, "How you feel about that song?" He goes, "That ain't shit." He's like, "Can you imagine the shit that goes through my head all day?" And I was like, I guess that's true, because if I were to write a fucking diss song about myself, I could probably do way more damage than anybody else could do.
Yep, yeah, because you know what you're really insecure about, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, I thought it would be, you know, I was inspired by, you know, a few different things. Of course, you know, Guilty Conscience by Dr. Dre and Eminem. That was one of the inspirations behind it. You know, I didn't necessarily say I want to make a song like that, but in the process of me wondering how I can make a song about my thoughts, I'm thinking like, you know, that kind of inspires me. In the music video, the mask also, it's inspired by the movie The Mask. And what else was there? Kind of the genie from Aladdin. Just the way I was popping up in you saw this music video? Yeah, the way I was just popping up. I wanted to be almost a character. I wanted my thoughts to be like a character that's mixed with the mask and the genie from Aladdin, just like, but like sinister, you know. So yeah.
But the other thing I found really interesting was, you know, because to a lot of us, we kind of assume, or for me, at least somebody who's like paying attention to their career, it's like Hopsin seems like he's doing great. Like it's fascinating seeing somebody be able to be successful without necessarily having to really even like touch mainstream rap too often or whatever. But you say in that song, you'll never be like Kendrick or Cole. And that was like, oh right, like of course at some point he has to think about his legacy and how it fits into the larger hip hop landscape. Is that something that sort of enters into your brain often?
Yeah, it does. I feel like that enters everybody's brain as an MC. You know, we all think that, and especially, you know, Kendrick and Cole, they're like the, you know, the main two that are always mentioned it as like within the mainstream realm of like the lyrical ones. You know, the ones who really, you know, are on some MC shit. They're
used as examples or like proof that lyrical rap is still alive and does well, which is very fair because they probably are like two of the best-selling artists. But then it is kind of odd to hear that and then be like, well, that's not the only thing that makes them successful. Obviously, they're successful because people love them, their character, this brand that they've built. Because there are a shitload of rappers who are, you know, probably better or just as good lyrically that don't necessarily get that same level of attention.
Yeah, no, it's true. You know, but I don't necessarily feel that way anymore because I look at it this way. You know, because I know that the effort it takes to be someone like Kendrick Lamar, you know, as far as like the spotlight he's in, you know, that's not a thing. Like, and to maintain that, it's not, you know, when you're in a successful position like that, or any, you know, when you have fame, you got, you know, fans, it's something you have to water consistently. You know, you can't just do a thing and just say fuck everything, I don't care. Like, you gotta to get where he's at. I know that it wasn't an accident. You know, I know that it wasn't coincidental. I know that this is something in his mind that he has worked towards and he wanted it, you know, potentially to be exactly how it is, you know, and have that outcome. And every man has their own idea of how they want to live their life and all that. And I don't water that seed, that specific seed of like being here, there, and doing this and working with that person. I'm like a, I guess, if it were to be using Marvel characters as an example, I'm like Deadpool. I'm not a part of any coalition, not a part of the X-Men, not a part of the Avengers. I just do my thing, not as big as Iron Man. I do my thing and I do it well, and people know me, but I'm not Iron Man. I'm not Captain America, and I don't want to be. I like doing things the way that I do it. You know, I've learned to embrace it because, yeah, man, I used to beat myself up all the time going, damn, I'm not in a position, like, I'm not them, I'm not them, I'm not them. But, you know,
I can relate to that too. Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm probably never gonna get the accolades that Charlemagne gets, you know. And but like, you could focus on that, or I could focus on my business is still doing pretty well, regardless.
Amazingly well.
And I'm happy about the content I'm making and stuff. But it always will kind of nag at you in your brain, like, am I gonna ever get the props that I maybe feel like I deserve, especially as a rapper, where it's like inherently competitive. Like, I don't think about Charlemagne, but like you kind of do think sometimes of like, am I getting the amount of respect that I deserve compared to my peers?
Yeah, and I will let you know, yes, I'm aware of what Charlemagne is, and I'm aware, and I know this I'm not necessarily trying to like, no, but I get it, and but we are enough, dude. We got people who know us, you know,
Right.
when like we've done it, we've done the thing, you know. There's always levels you could take it. I always wonder, like, who did Michael Jackson go, fuck, that guy's good, like, damn, I can't do it. Who was Michael Jackson doing that over? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was Michael Jordan going, fuck the way that dude, like, I don't want to talk about it publicly because I don't want to put no shine on him, but that motherfucker got it, you know what I'm saying? But we just see Michael Jackson is like, yo, you're the fucking greatest. But you know, it's just, that may not be the case. There's so many amazing people out there who do amazing things and get notoriety for it. You just can't look at the next man. You know, I think there's always somebody who can make it look bigger, or, you know, they're making more money in it, but it doesn't mean you're not doing it good, you know? It just doesn't. But I didn't understand that concept. I never understood that. I was literally going, damn, I got $2 million right now in my bank account. I can travel around the world freely, do whatever I want. Everywhere I go, I get recognized. I'm getting millions of views here and there. I'm making fucking, you know, $100,000 a month off of just doing nothing. Fuck my life, man. I ain't like Drake. Shit. This shit sucks, man. Look at Drake, man. He with DJ Khaled on the fucking yacht. Like, but then, like, come on, like,
But rewind to yourself, you know, it's been a while for you, but rewind to yourself like 15 years ago, and it's like, you would have been so thankful to have 1% of what you have now.
Dude, exactly. Exactly. And that's what matters. That's the part that matters. Once you get, you know, once you cross over those milestones, and you're in this world now with all these other successful people, you start to lose sight of what, you know, who you are and where you started from. And I don't need to be like those other guys, you know what I'm saying? And if I want to, then I'll take whatever steps it takes to, you know, do those things and try to make it come to reality. But dude, yeah, it's about where you started from. Me, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have killed to be me, right? I would have
be 1% of you right now. You know, to have 10 grand in the bank from rapping would have been.
I would have thought I was Drake. The old me would have been like, yo, Hopsin from 2021, you are Drake. What would Drake do differently than you? But me being here, I'm going, shit, about $100 million differently. But I'm like, does that even matter though? Does he even spend that much?
Because you probably couldn't spend $100 million.
I couldn't.
I wouldn't want to, you know.
I couldn't, and I can't even spend what I already got. The millions I already, like, I can spend it, of course, with time, but there's no.
It's not gonna make you happier.
Unless I'm spending it on bullshit, but which I don't like. But I can't spend all this money just going traveling and staying in, you know, Airbnbs or whatever. Like, it'll take a while, you know what I'm saying? But it's enough. It's enough, and I think human beings sometimes we get caught in this fucking like whirlpool of like trying to be better than the next man, but and we never stop to ask, is it enough? Like, what am I chasing here? Like, dude, I'm chasing happiness now. That's what I want. Not chasing. I don't want to be. I don't want to be Kendrick or Cole. You know, I don't want to do that. I want to be me, and I'm happy with me now. And I just want to be. I just want to be happy. I just want to do things that I like, that I enjoy. Be my true self, you know?
Yeah, my therapist said that to me at one point when I was kind of talking about being stressed out. I've been going so hard doing all this content, etc. And they're just kind of like, is it a money thing? Like you chasing at? Is there a certain dollar amount that you think that you're gonna hit that's gonna make you happy? And I was like, nah, like it's not about the money. Like that's just kind of, I look at the money at the end of the month and it's kind of like unrelated. Like, I feel like I have to go this hard because why? Because if it's not about the money, then you have to sort of start digging into your personality and say like, well, what is it about myself that makes me feel like I need to do more, have more, or whatever. Like, I mean, it can be coming from a positive place, which I feel like for me mostly is because I have a fucking chip on my shoulder where I just want to do as much great shit as I can. Yeah. But, you know, it's worth digging into your motives.
It is. I think, and some people don't do that. Some people just going after a thing, and then that, when they, and if they ever find out what it is, it might just end with like, clout. Yeah. Ego. I wanted to be the coolest person in the room, which doesn't mean anything at the end of the fucking day, because like, I mean, me and you both probably know so many cool people who like, it's just, they're just people, you know, it's just the perception, whatever, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the fucking day, you know, to do that. So I always ask why. The why in everything is so important. Why do I want to be more famous? If that was the case, why? So like, and you really got to be able to find out that why, because it might give you an answer that's ridiculous, where it's like, you may spend all your fucking years just chasing after something that doesn't satisfy you in the end, and you're gonna be like, damn, I hate my fucking life, did all that chasing that, trying to reach this, and I'm just left here with just feeling empty and bland and like I wasted all my fucking years. So
that's how I feel when I look at Instagram and I'll see a girl getting fucking 10 designer handbags for her birthday from a dude, or buying it for herself or whatever, and I'm just thinking like I mean, you got a closet full of very expensive handbags, but like what is this all leading up to? Like, how much vanity are you gonna have before you realize that this shit is kind of a fucking waste of your time and money? But some people are so vapid that basically is like, you know, they're sort of keeping themselves satiated. They probably go to bed at night thinking, I'm happy because I have 10 Chanel bags, and I'll be happier once I have 2 more. And that's why I'm gonna go to work all week.
Yeah, you know, I do believe the universe will kick us on our asses eventually, you know? And people like that, it may take a little longer, and you know, they may be getting away with it, especially these girls when they're, you know, where it seems like the cool thing to do, but I believe with time, the universe is like, the universe just winding up that punch, like, oh yeah, get those Chanel bags, okay, cool, oh, you're 38, bow, watch this now, damn, shit, what did that do now? Oh, they just in the closet collecting dust, oh, no one even cares on Instagram no more, right. Oh shit, you got a wrinkle, no one God damn, what are you gonna do?
I told this story on the podcast the other day, but I think it's worth it. It's like, I was at the house smoking weed, feeling good, and I'm watching this fucking documentary about the Congo, and I'm just, you know, like just learning about there and just seeing the poverty and how poor they are and everything, and I'm just watching it, just thinking like, what the fuck is the solution for this? Like seeing the way these people live is so sad, etc. And then I go out to smoke outside, and I start flipping through YouTube, and I see a clip of academics talking about going to the club in Miami and how this like billionaire kid spent $80,000 on 2 different tables at 2 different nightclubs, basically trying to impress academics. Yeah. Oh. And then I go back in and I'm watching the documentary about the Congo again, and I'm just thinking, these Americans are fucking crazy, bro. Like, I'm offended that there are people who spend money like this when there are people like this dying of starvation on the other side of the planet, bro.
It's ridiculous. Yo. This is why I like living out of the fucking country. So when I was in Thailand, Gucci don't matter out there. When I was in Phuket walking around, you know, you got people fucking raising chickens, trying to, you know, farm and shit. Like, all that cool shit. Like, if you actually try to walk down the street with some fucking Louis Vuitton, whatever, no one's gonna give a fuck.
They wouldn't even know if it was real or not. Because out there's so much bootleg shit, because they don't even comprehend the idea of like a copyright.
Yeah. Like it would just feel stupid. Like, you're better off just walking barefoot or just in some sandals and riding your little fucking moped, whatever, with no shirt or whatever. Like, it's just like, it doesn't matter out there. It literally doesn't matter. Instinctually, it doesn't matter. When you get there, like when I got there, I'm like, shit, clothes that I was wearing don't feel like the clothes that I should be wearing. Like, it's like nature speaking to you, like really reminding you, like, what the fuck are you doing? Right. But here, it's this simulation, it's this fucking matrix where it's just like everyone truly believes that, like, there's some type of fulfillment and there's some type of like happiness is at the other side of buying that cool thing, getting that certain clout, and it may be temporarily. I believe you can get temporarily high off of it, but it ain't long term. It's just a short fucking high. But I don't even know. Dude, I dislike that part about, especially like just the entertainment industry in general. Just like, yeah, look at me. Like honestly, like I'm over that shit. Like I just want to state this. I wear cheap, fake shit. I enjoy the culture of like, you know, I wear earrings and I got this chain. My shit, all this jewelry I got costs less than $50, and I'm gonna keep it that way. And I'm gonna constantly shop on Amazon and get everything for $15 fucking because I really am that guy when it comes down to my bars, my craft. So no one can really pull my card. I don't feel that way, and that's where the true, you know, that's where the gold really is. It's not in what I'm wearing and all that. I wear fake shit. It doesn't matter. And if someone ever comes up to me and says, "You wear fake shit," I'm gonna go, and am I less cooler now, or what the fuck happened? The same girls, all the girls I hang out with know I wear fake shit. No one gives a fuck. It's just a fucking like
I never asked to be judged by the clothes that I wear.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's not it's stupid. Dude, everybody needs to wear fake shit. No one's gonna know. No one's going to, I promise you. I mean, some people can. If someone goes out of their way to find out if your shit's real or fake, cut that person out of your fucking life.
Right.
I dare someone in this room to question my earrings. Please question my earrings. my $7 earrings from the middle of the mall. Please question it. I will never come around you again because I'm going to question your values and who you are in life. You know what I'm saying? Why would someone do that?
Right.
Like, what about my personality? I'm a great fucking guy. Like, let's go out. Let's go go do some fun shit. Let's go to the fucking park. Let's go ride bikes. Don't.
Yeah. Like I don't really get that part of rap music where it's like the intent of the rapper to sort of like constantly flex on their audience who has like 1% of what they got.
Yeah. I don't like that either. And I'm a victim of it. I've done it. I've done it, and I think it's been like instilled in our minds that that's what's cool, that's what rap is, and that's part of, you know, I struggle with having mental growth and still being a rapper. Like, especially the type of rapper that I am and what I grew up on, because it's all about bragging and boasting. Like a lot of it still based, the foundation of it is the overall vibe is, I'm cooler than you. You ain't like me. You ain't got it like me. You'll probably never be like me. I'll fuck your bitch. I can fuck your bitch. I will fuck your bitch. If your bitch see me, she gonna want to leave your ass. It's all that. And in reality, as grown men, like I've been through enough stuff. I've been cheated on. I have cheated on women as well in the past, you know, in my younger days. None of it is cool.
I don't want to fuck your bitch. I just want you to be in a relationship. I would rather just leave this thing that you guys got going on. And I don't want you thinking about, if you are thinking about the fact that I could maybe take your girl from you, I don't want you to think about that. That's horrible. I would hate for you to figure that out about her.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't want anybody to be troubled, man.
Right.
I don't want nobody, cause dude, especially like I don't want to make someone be like, man, I'll never. He can fuck my bitch. I'll never be like him. He's just so cool. Like, I don't want to make no one feel that way.
Right.
I don't want no one trying to make me feel that way. I want to make people know, like, let them know, like, yo, you could do this shit too. Like all this shit in life, everything, nature's like the universe has provided us with all of the, you know, the elements that we need to create the life that we imagine. So I don't want to fuck you up and cause more psychological damage by me flexing on you, showing you what you'll never be, and constantly reminding you every song, every album, you ain't like me, bitch. Niggas ain't got it like me. These niggas can't do it like me. You can do it like me. You can do it like me.
And the thing is, too, though, is that a lot of what makes me me or makes you you is not necessarily our choice. I didn't pick where I was born. I didn't pick my parents. I didn't pick the fact that my parents are, you know, relatively civilized, well-mannered people and not crazy drug addicts or whatever. You know, I didn't pick the fact that, you know, I would be born able to communicate well. A lot of people I know could never do the shit that I do just because of purely situational shit of how we were born. And if anything, like, you know, I could never imagine in a million years wanting to like address somebody from the projects and say like, you could never be what I am now. It's like, if anything, it's like I consider myself just extremely lucky to have been born the person I was, and to, granted, like there's a lot of elbow grease in there too.
Yeah.
But a lot of like there's a lot of people who are incredibly talented, and I know who are sitting in jail for 20 years because they got in a fight outside a club one night. You know, it's like to constantly call attention to that just feels like the last thing that you would want to be doing for the person that you're trying to become.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. It's all hip hop. Like there's a like I love hip hop and hate it at the same time sometimes. But it's yeah, man. It's weird sometimes. It's weird. It's very weird to that you know most rappers, including myself, just play this game of I'm better than you. And I still do it, and I know I still will do it because it's instilled in me, but I do want to let go of it. But even let go of it, it's scary because if I let go of it, what the fuck's my music going to sound like?
Right. Well, probably kind of like what it sounds like now, where you're just opening up your trauma for everyone to view, right?
Yeah, that kind. But then it's always fun to make the bouncier songs. Right. And it's usually the bouncier songs where you're talking your shit. And talking to shit is usually when you're just like, nigga, you wish you had it like me, nigga, or whatever. And that's usually when it comes out. That's when those type of bars come out.
Right.
But I don't know, man. You know, I don't have the answer to it. You know, I'm on my journey.
I mean, on one hand, though, being a rapper is like, you know, Floyd Mayweather doesn't beat the shit out of somebody every day. But when we see him getting into that ring, he's beating the fuck out of somebody. You know? Hopsin can be a good person, a humble, low-key person, and then when you get on track, you're saying a bunch of crazy-ass shit that's not necessarily you. I mean, being a rapper is, I'm sure it's always been a character, at least to a certain extent with you, right?
Yeah, it has. I mean, I believe it's a character with everybody. I believe everything is, but yeah, it's, I don't know. I like most of my music to be like serious based about personal life, personal life situations. But I don't know, man. This shit, it's rap mind fucks me. Right. It makes me reconsider my existence every fucking day.
I wanted to ask about you have like a song that came out within the last year, I think, with NF and.
It was in, I think, this year, March.
Right,
yeah.
And that song's huge, and you guys seem like there's some sort of a similar thread there, where you guys are both like ridiculously talented rappers, extremely popular, but then both seem to kind of be like on the outskirts of like the mainstream rap conversation. What's your relationship to him, or how did that song end up happening?
Me and NF are really cool. We're really cool homies. We got introduced by one of our mutual rapper homies named Futuristic. And him and I kind of got similar styles, you know what I'm saying? We got similar vibes in our music, and we just knew that it would cross paths well. So NF, we've been talking for like a couple years before we actually did the collab, and I think it was late 2019. He hit me up. He was like, "Yo, we should work on something soon," and I was like, "I'm down." And he said he's gonna send me some beats, so he sent me a couple beats. I chose the beat that I liked the most, which was the one that we rapped to, and then we were originally supposed to put the song out in 2019 because that's when we shot the video and recorded the song.
Oh wow!
Way back then. But yeah, we always talk. We vibe really well. So the song was just like effortless. We weren't in the same studio recording, but it was just a frequency that we both picked up on, and we just did what we do. And I think the song came out well.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of fascinating because he's like had just such huge records, but then doesn't really like, he's never even like done, like when I was searched his name in the interview, he's never done like any of the typical interviews that you would ever think of for a rapper, which is kind of true for you. You've done like, you did Vlad, you did No Jumper, like, but like, I don't know, the fact that he's sort of like, I'm just kind of fascinated about what his perspective on that would be.
He's kind of like he's got that vibe too, where he's like ducked off in his own little world,
right.
So he likes to be low key, he's not the guy who wants to be out there like, look at me, I'm the coolest guy in the room, look what I'm wearing. He likes to make music, I can tell, but he's a human. He enjoys being a human, and that's what I picked up from being around him. He likes to be human, and I don't know his whole full story about why he hasn't done this interview or that interview.
Right.
But he's a regular guy though.
When you look at somebody like him though, who is like mega lyrical and talented in that regard, but then he also has had big ass radio hits.
Yeah.
Do you still hold out some degree of like, I'm gonna do that, and it feels like that is like really hard to pull off without like a label, like mainstream label thing. Is that something you ever even think about as an aspiration?
I've thought about it, and I've made failed attempts at it in the past. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of artists have thought about it, but yeah, I definitely have, and that's not for me.
Run it again.
It's not that I can't, like, I'm talented in the areas that I work on my craft in, and I believe that the areas that I work on my craft in are not necessarily something that would appeal to the mainstream media. I don't believe in hit songs and songs I just believe in preference. You know what I'm saying? That there's like there was a time where UK songs sounded so, like UK rap sounded so whack to all Americans. Now all of a sudden, like it's starting to sound good. Like I love it now. You know what I'm saying? And so that just goes to show that it's all just preference. You know, you do something, you hear something long enough, you know, you can get used to it. But I believe that hits and all that don't exist. It's just up to the individual to decide if they like it or not. And you know, when I put music out, I get millions of streams. That's a hit. You know what I'm saying? When I put my music out, I get millions of streams, millions of dollars. It looks like a hit to me.
Right.
If the people over there don't fuck with it, it don't matter because the people over here are fucking with it heavy. So, and if they say that they never heard of it, whatever, it's all good. There's a lot of people that never heard of me, and I've never heard of them, and we're doing well, you know. So I'm not tripping. I don't want to play that game though. I'm not the mainstream game of radio hit. I don't care. It doesn't. It's not gonna like.
And it becomes less important by the day.
Yeah, because it just ultimately comes down to the fans. Do I have the fans? And am I, you know, making money? Am I surviving off this? Can I feed my family? That's all it really. That's what matters. And if that's in place, I'm good. The other cool looks, the radio, did it hit here? Did so and so play it? Did it hit this fucking thing on whatever the Spotify playlist? I don't give a fuck. Right. I just don't care.
What about Dax? I feel like that's an interesting collab too, because I feel like he's sort of like occupying a very similar lane to you at this point.
We actually collabed 2019. Right. The song called You Should Have Known. That's the name of the song. It's actually one of my favorite songs. Like I love that collab, and I love how Dax came off on that song as well. So I can see the similarities between Dax and I. You know, he's doing his thing. He's I don't want to say he's new, but he's not new now because he's been in it for a few years now. But he's really muscled through this shit. Like he's really, like I've seen him go from here to fucking here. So he's
doing great for himself. It's cool to see. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like he's somebody who, I don't know if he originally would have imagined it like that, but I feel like he's got to kind of look at your career and be like, okay, even if I'm not going to be Mr. like mainstream rapper celebrity, there totally is a lane for me that's been carved out by people like you. You know?
Yeah. And you know, maybe I did pave a lane for him. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, fully claim, be like, he only exists because of me. But you know, maybe I did. You know, open his mind up to new possibilities of being a rapper and being independent.
This is what I do.
But he's doing his thing.
How does that change you making those songs though when you're rapping alongside somebody like NF or Dax or whatever, who I assume that you consider them like pretty strong lyrically? Does that make you go harder than you would normally, or is that different than when it's just you in the studio recording and you only have yourself to compare yourself to?
Yeah. So with NF specifically, because I'm like, man, because I know he knows how I rap, and I know how he raps, so I'm like, I can't come with no bullshit.
But did you hear his verse before you recorded yours?
Yes, luckily, because I feel like he presented the idea of a collab, so I feel like it's just respect to, like, if I hit you up and I say I want to do a collab, and you agree and you say, yo, give me the beat, and I give you the beat, I feel like it's just a respect thing to just put an idea, a concept on it, so you can know where to take it, so you can see what kind of vibe I'm going with, you know? Because there's some rappers who just send beats, and you're like, man, what do I rap about? What? All right, since you did this fuck shit, I'm gonna rap about my dog Bubbles, okay?
Right,
I'm gonna do the whole verse about how I love my dog Bubbles on this fucking trap beat, and hey, you said nothing, so you can't get mad. There's the verse. Don't ask me to rewrite it. You know, I don't want to be in those situations. So I love when someone just puts their idea on it. So I'm like, okay, I see where you're taking it. I'm gonna bounce off of that. So, but NF, yeah, he was definitely like he was chopping it up on there like fast. So I was like, damn, I don't want to do the same shit he's doing. So I got to take a different approach, but still effective. So yeah, I definitely kept that in mind where I'm like, okay, I don't want to get murdered. I don't want people to get to my verse and be like, this shit whack, you know? So I think all rappers keep that in mind usually, especially like MC-based rappers, like who are just like in that world of like lyrical, spiritual rappers.
Really caring about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Okay, so post-COVID, how do you feel about what you're gonna do? Do you have anything in particular in mind that you're excited about? Now, obviously, you can tour again. You can get out there, be around the people and everything. Like, how are you feeling about where you're gonna take things?
I'm just focused on where I'm gonna take things as a human being. I want to travel the world more. I want to see new cultures. I want to experience new things. I want to work on establishing a relationship with my son. Rapping is cool, and I'm still gonna do it. But I'm gonna do it when I feel like doing it. I'm not gonna let it consume me and ruin my mind and corrupt my thoughts like it has done in the past. I just want to do whatever makes me happy. So I can't promise that like me being a full throttle Hopsin, showing up to every event, dropping songs on this specific time all the time is gonna happen. Like I'm just gonna do it when I feel it, you know. I'm not a slave to this industry. I don't want to be, but I'm still grateful for it. And I don't want to take it for granted where I just like let it pass and I'm like fuck, you know. But I want to be human. I want to live. I want to experience the earth. I want to, you know, just make new friends in places that I never thought of. I want to just, and I also want to help people. I really, really, truly enjoy helping people. Like I want to help them through their problems because, you know, rap is cool and I can do it through rap. And you know, and maybe I'll start doing it more through there. I feel like I already have, you know, in a sense, but I still will. But I want to go to schools and help kids. I want to speak to them and let them know like reality, you know, like what's gonna happen when you get out of middle school or high school. And this is something that I really want to do. Like I want to be one of those voices in the world where people are like, I'm glad that man spoke because I now see things from a different perspective or new perspectives, you know?
It's pretty dope that your life has even like afforded you the ability to be able to sort of like wander off and do those kind of things, because a lot of rappers are really only rapping from the lived experience of just being a rapper.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like cyclical and boring, and it's like, I don't know, it feels like probably the best thing that you could do for your content and your career and everything would be to like step away and have these crazy life experiences so that when you are ready to make music or whatever, that you're able to sort of speak on things that, you know, are just totally out of the ordinary or that feed your soul, really.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to, I still want to do music. Like, I want to collaborate with different artists around the world, but they don't necessarily have to be famous. I might go to Africa and find some dude in Nigeria who just plays himself in bongos or whatever. I just want to just create new sounds, different things, just as a musician. Fuck the fame shit, fuck how cool it looks or whatever. I just want to do it, you know, because that feeds my soul, you know what I'm saying? I just want to do things that feed my soul. And if it happens to, you know, come out as a song that people love, whatever, then it is what it is. But I truly just want to be happy. I want to do things that make me happy. I don't want to fall under this umbrella of, well, if you're a rapper, you got to put out albums at least once a year. Some people even doing twice, you know? Look at what he did. Look, nope, get that the fuck out. I'm a human fucking being, and I'm leaving and doing whatever the fuck I want to do, and I'm allowed to, you know? But I'm smart, though, so like I said, I'm not going to, you know, destroy what I built, you know, and just let it fucking fizzle off. But I want to live, man, and I want to show people, like, let people know, like, it's okay to live, dude. I've been slaving away in this industry for 10 years. I've been rapping for 21 years. I'm finally in a place in my life now where I can see the world. why the fuck do I want to go sit down and rap right now? It's like, why? Like, if I feel it, I feel it. But come on now, 21 fucking years. So imagine working at McDonald's for 21 fucking years, then someone like, gonna cook some new fries with the new seasoning, with the new sauce. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. If I make some fries with some new sauce, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But ain't nobody trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
Been working at that fucking office for so fucking long. I want to do new shit.
The thing that like people do is that they work their whole life, and then all of a sudden one day they're like 65 and they retire and they get to go on vacation, but they're so old that they can barely fucking walk.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of become a rapper so you won't have that kind of lifestyle, but then through becoming a rapper, you end up grinding and working at the job basically as hard as somebody who's got a fucking office job, and that's just sort of, it's like at a certain point you gotta. If you are able to do this with your financial situation and stuff, I think it's just hugely beneficial to be able to step away and sort of take some time. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I look at this, like, give this an example a lot. You got Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. Kevin Hart is clearly, I guess, in the mainstream media, he's popping right now. He's hot. Movies dropping left to right. He's doing the most. Dave Chappelle, everyone knows him. Clearly knows him. He's not doing movies like that. You know, he drops a Netflix special, when he feels like it. But I fuck with me personally. I love Dave Chappelle. I don't give a fuck how big these other comedians are, whatever. I don't care if Dave Chappelle doesn't ever do a movie again or a fucking stand-up comedy. I love Dave Chappelle, and he's one of my favorite comedians of all time. And I guess in the world of, like, I don't want to say he's underground, but he kind of he's got that Deadpool thing going on too, where he's like in his own, he's not tied to anything. He just does it how he wants to. I feel like Dave Chappelle is just being him, like not doing thing where like, I gotta be here, gotta be there, gotta make sure I'm the hottest guy in the room. Like, I truly feel, and I don't know what the real reality is like, but I get the vibe from how he talks, how he presents himself. He's just him. He's Dave the human.
Kevin Hart has been profit maximizing all these years.
Yes.
He's got a shitload of endorsements.
Yes.
He's like, he's got these big movies. He's got all this crazy shit going on, and that's awesome. But you're right that once you zoom out, and we can kind of view this, I think, more accurately as like non-hardcore comedy fans, or like not being in the comedy industry. But you could see like those two different career arcs, and it's like, Kevin Hart, if he had gone a little bit more in the Dave Chappelle, like Dave Chappelle, I feel like has that identity because he made one show that only lasted a couple seasons, and everybody regarded it as basically the best show that we had ever seen.
It's true. Yeah, yeah.
And I mean that's very telling. Is that like you don't need to do 500 movies. Like you don't need to make 500 music videos. But if you can make one fucking music video that was just like, or one album that was the best fucking thing that the world had ever heard that year, or whatever, and it's kind of like, you can't be too closely involved with that end result. You have to just make it and do the best job you can, and that reputation sort of chooses you.
No, it's true. And some people, they may work a million times as harder than, I guess, Dave Chappelle doing this and that, getting all the publicity, everything. And the end result may not even be as great as Dave Chappelle. People like, because everyone fucks with Dave Chappelle, I feel like, and sometimes that may not be the path for everybody. I'd rather, and I'm not saying I am or I'm not Dave Chappelle. I'm just saying I just want to be me. I just want to be me, whatever it is, So let every other rapper do whatever the fuck they're doing. I'm gonna do what I'm doing, and it's not even a competition of who's cooler at the end. I just know at the end, I want to be able to go, I've been me the whole time. That's all that really mattered. Respect, cool, keep it moving. But yeah, I just like living, man. There's so many beautiful things out there, dude. I was hanging with elephants, like consistently. Like last year, I was hanging with like, what the fuck is that? Like I was really like bathing elephants, really like helping them live life and survive during the whole COVID shit. That was just like shit like that. I like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm helping random families out in Thailand just to survive, and they're taking me into their lives, showing me how their families live. Like these are things I would have never seen in America. I want to see more around the world. I want to go everywhere and see other things. It excites me. It's like winning a Grammy to me.
I remember the first time, and it was in Thailand, where I first saw an elephant up close and personal, and was just like really looking at the fucking elephant's skin, and just thinking like
It's a dinosaur.
There's a whole world out there, man. Like this elephant skin is some thick shit. There's bugs landing all over me. Fuck. I'm just like, somehow I find this elephant's skin very moving.
Yeah, dude. Dude, and there, man, outside of America, like America has great things. I'm not gonna like shit on it like that, but the world has things out there that you've never fucking seen that will do something to you when you're in the presence of it. Like, and you can't, and of course, you just being stuck in your place going, what could he do? Go to one of these fucking places, if you have the opportunity to, and you're just gonna see. Like, the designer of this fucking universe knew what the fuck they were doing. They're like, oh, you think you got this shit figured out? Check this out. I got some shit that you ain't never seen. Go over here, check this out. Watch what the nature does to you. Watch what it pulls out of you. Watch how it makes you feel. Watch what it makes you want to let go of. The things that the things that you didn't really need in your life. Like there's different vibrations out there, man, that we can tap into. But yeah, a lot of people just they don't travel. I feel like they just never see those things. They'll never understand. But man, I love traveling.
Traveling's one of the best things you can do. Like when I interview rappers all the time, and I notice that the ones who traveled at a young age, that usually just like opens the world up to them. They realize like there's so much more than just, and that person who just never leaves their block, it's like it's so hard to see outside of that.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and I understand as well, because I've worked that people who didn't travel, stuck inside my neighborhood, but there's so much more out there, man. Like there's so much more, and I hope everyone out there can just get a chance to see it.
For sure. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, appreciate you as well.
Very, very real conversation right there. I feel like
I enjoyed it.
I'm just super excited to see what people have to say about that. I'll be tuned into the comment section heavily. But anything you want to promote? Anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to life, man. You're still here. You haven't died yet. Congratulations. I don't know how you did it. Haven't managed to get hit by a car yet. You were still here. So there's hope.
We're all here on the same rock.
Yeah. So nothing I want to promote, man. I'm just here, just being me.
Yeah. I can't even do the outro because I just feel like it would kind of taint what we just did.
You know what? Look, there's nothing wrong with playing the game. So let's hit that.
We'll just say like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not going to give you the whole spiel. Hopsin, appreciate you, man, for real.
So, hey, I appreciate you too, man.
You owe me.
Don't tell anyone about this, okay?
With DataCamp, you don't need to download Python to learn Python. You can learn right in your browser with hands-on exercises for coding and data analysis, all in a way that makes data kind of fun. Go to datacamp.com and start learning for free today.
Introducing Island Eyewear House Call Service. We bring our store to your door. We know that finding time for an eye test is hard, and your eyes need care now more than ever. Island Eyewear Concierge House Call is available in Kingston and Portmore to those who prefer to receive eye care at their convenience. Island Eyewear Optical on Wheels is equipped to provide eye exams with the same service and care you get at our stores, and is furnished with over 100 of our best-selling eye-end frames. Get your eyeglasses delivered to your door and fitted by a trained associate. Book your appointment now by WhatsApp or call 876-378-2566. Sit back, relax when it comes to you.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and it's finally happening. We finally got currency on the podcast.
30 seconds left.
And you said you wanted some of these
I definitely wanna
2020.
see
Actually,
Run it
should we give
again.
them some other ones? Grab me my back, because I feel like those ones are the old ones, and they're not as good.
I don't want the old ones.
I fuck with the ones that I have in my bag a little bit more. Anyway, it's amazing to have you here just because I feel like
This I like.
seconds, and this one's ours. Switching sides.
feel paralyzed.
Extraction.
Let's save some people. Or shoot them. Whatever works. Let's everyone stay safe. Well, relatively. Now that's fine.
Enemy spotted. Weapons hot. Seconds remaining. Enemies have taken the objective. Disarm it.
Oh, you need a med pack.
Objective.
Now that's fine.
Enemies have armed a bomb. Disarm it.
You're better than this.
5 seconds to go. Get to it.
This better be worth it. objective. Okay, okay.
Kills on me, pro bono.
Seconds remaining.
Stop being Help like on the way. You okay? You okay?
They should have aimed for my head.
All enemies have been eliminated. That's one way to do it. Switching sides.
Save the day, get paid, right?
Enemies have armed the bomb. Disarm it.
Hey, give me up, OG down.
I got you. I'm down.
Rushed us. Run it again.
Save the day, get paid, right? On the way. This is what I do. I'm down! Help on the way. This is what I do. Where are they?
Get in there.
That's fine. Utility out. I got y'all. You okay? You okay? I'm down.
Then wiped out.
There, guys. For these that are just swinging by, the Hopsin interview actually finished a while ago. So we didn't, yeah, it finished a while ago. So we're ending the stream now, though. We did not make it 2 hours, but I think we streamed long enough, 1 hour and 40 something minutes. So I think that's a bit good enough. So thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for checking out the stream. You can hit the like button. I really would appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With that said, further ado, guys, gonna leave some music to carry you guys out, and see you guys on our next stream. Peace. bastards.
This product is brought to you by Unknown Brain. Thank you for listening. Love you all.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Won't you say why you're a stranger now? Your eyes escape mine when I sit you down. Don't you feel like we're holding on onto a fairy tale, but the magic's gone? Been months of buffing the bushes and faking the butterflies. Wake up, yeah, I'm kicking the castle down. Ooh, yeah, I think it's time to talk. Ooh, yeah, I think it's time to talk. Kinda missing how we kicked it off. Always in overdrive, now the feeling's lost. Blind to notice, we've been losing touch.